What's going on? It's your boy T-Vocal, the host, and this is the T-Vocal, the host show. And today, guys, I got a great guy, the homie. Shout out to my brother Greg. What's up, fam?
Hey, how's it going? Look, I'm glad I'm on the podcast.
Come on, man. Welcome, bro. Welcome.
I made it.
Man, welcome, man. Listen, man, it's long overdue, man. I'm thankful for you to be on here, man, because you are one of the pillars in the city that's doing some innovative stuff, bro. And I love what you've been doing, man. Ever since I saw a couple years ago you doing, I'm like, man, that's dope, because I've seen it in big cities. And when you were telling me earlier how you was inspired because you was in a big city. Mm-hmm. And I'm thankful for you because you are someone that is from Shreveport that is bringing a big city experience to our city.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And that's what I love about SB Rides, man. So tell people, what is SB Rides and what you have to offer?
Okay, well, first off, thank you for bringing me on the show.
Man, most definitely, bro.
Anytime I get an opportunity to really sit down and discuss the vision, that's a blessing. Shouts out to my guys in New Orleans, OG, Nick and Blake, Get Up and Ride NOLA. That's where the idea came from. That's where the vision came from. Get Up and Ride NOLA. They have a Tuesday night ride that's just insane. My mom is from New Orleans. She's the queen of pralines, Dardanella Powell. If you know her, you've seen her in the streets, slanging pralines all over the place. That's my mom. She's from New Orleans. She's a hustler, so I definitely get a lot of my entrepreneurial background from my mom and my dad's side of the family. But 2017. I was down there for Xavier University homecoming, graduated Xavier University.
Come on, yeah.
A business major. Marketing was my background.
Okay.
And I saw these beach cruisers with the lights on them. This is one of my custom. This is a custom job.
Custom,
right
y'all. Yeah, this custom too. They got lights on it, y'all.
It's got
dope.
a nice splatter paint job. Shouts out to Big Boys Toys. Lil Al did the paint on this bike. It was my vision. He helped bring that vision to fruition. So we did this custom bike. But I saw 2017. I actually saw for the first time. I don't think I've ever seen this before. 2017. I saw a nighttime group bike ride, and they were doing a homecoming ride. Bikes similar to this. All of them had LED lights in the wheels. People were playing music. They were riding.
Yeah.
They were having fun. People were smiling. And I literally was blown away by that imagery that I saw. Didn't get a chance to do it that homecoming, but I did it the next homecoming. Actually met the owners, who are also Xavier University business major grads. I'm a little bit older than them. Had a chance to talk to them and get their story. And essentially their story was, I think it was post-Katrina, they just wanted something to do that was different.
Right.
That was really the bottom line. But
Okay.
they were different than me. They had a bunch of friends and a bunch of homies, because I think they were just out of college. They were from New Orleans, and they had a bunch of friends. So they called up their friends and they said, man, let's just start riding bikes. So they started riding bikes, and other people saw them riding bikes, wanted to join in, started joining in, and then they ended up buying a bunch of bicycles so that they could loan out bicycles to the people that didn't have any. So I understood the concept. They talked to me about it. I thought it was a great idea. I immediately said, this would be perfect for Shreveport. If you're from Shreveport, you know how it is. People are always saying there's not anything to do. There's not anything to do. Of course, we've got restaurants, we've got clubs and things of that nature. But, once you get to a certain age, maybe going to the club isn't the thing that you want to do. Maybe going to bars isn't what you want to do. But seeing groups of people just riding bikes together was just a whole different vibe. And I said, as an entrepreneur, this may be a great space for me to get into, because no one's doing it. And if you've traveled a little bit, you've seen it other places, but why not Shreveport? And that's exactly what I thought. And I talked to a couple of buddies of mine. They thought it was a good idea. They thought it was a cool idea, and it was an opportunity for me to get into a space that nobody was in.
Nobody.
And I took off and ran. I had one buddy. I'm not going to say his name because he wouldn't want me to say his name. I had one good buddy of mine that actually threw me a little change.
Come on, a little investment.
And he knows who he is,
Yeah,
so I don't have to mention his name. But
Wow.
I do want to say that though, because sometimes there are people that are here and they've got some buddies that's here, financially,
Facts.
and that little seed, I promise you, that little seed that he sowed that day, I promise you, I went out the next day.
Come on, bro.
I drove to East Texas
Wow.
and bought a bike that I saw on Facebook Marketplace.
Okay.
This was 5 years ago. I've got my 5-year T-shirt on.
Yeah, shout out 5 years,
And
y'all
it'll
in
be
the game.
6 years in July.
Yes, come on,
We
6
started
years.
July 4th weekend. Oh, it was a Saturday, July 4th weekend. But I never forget. He gave me some money. I did not ask for the money. He just wanted to see it happen. And so he blessed me with money. He didn't ask for it back. He just wanted to see it happen. But when he gave me that money, I had to be accountable to that money. And I to this day, I talk to him all the time. I appreciate that. But it made me be accountable. It's not talk anymore.
Come on.
I have to
Put in work.
Be more than the talk.
Facts.
I have to be the action now.
Yes, sir.
He believed in it enough to give me some money. So
Facts.
now, even obviously, it wasn't enough money to start the whole business.
Right.
But it was something.
Though. Yeah. Listen. It started the engine, Doc.
When I say because the engine, I was in the oil field at the time.
Come on.
And man, people, if you've ever worked in the oil field, you do one thing all day. You talk to your buddy like we're sitting here, and we talk about how much we hate it, and we talk to each other about how we can't stand it and how we can't wait to get out of it. But nobody ever gets out of it.
Right.
Because they always buying shoes and making babies and buying big houses and big cars and getting into debt that puts them in a position where they can't not make that money.
Right.
But I did not do that. I was one of the fortunate ones that I owned everything that I wanted before I ever got into the oil field. Mm-hmm. I had the house, I had the car, I had everything that I wanted. And so when I was making my oil field checks, the old heads was all saying the same thing: save your money, save your money. And so I saved my money, and we sitting in there, and no one ever gets off of that train. Mm-hmm. So when he gave me the money, I went on Facebook Marketplace. The first bike I saw, I said, I'm coming to get it. I got off work and drove down 2 hours to East Texas to buy a cheap bike, because my mentors told me, buy beach cruisers, but buy cheap beach cruisers. Don't spend all your money in bikes because you're gonna have to fix them anyway. So I tried to follow their direction, and I bought a cheap bike that I knew I could fix on. So we went down there, picked it up, drove back with the bike. And the next weekend, I think it was Father's Day weekend. It was like around June 18th. Now realize I said we opened July, the 4th of July weekend.
Mm-hmm, right.
He gave me the money like the weekend of Father's Day.
Wow.
Father's Day weekend, me and my son, he was 20, so he's like 13 or 14 at the time. Mm-hmm. We drove.
So you got a son that age?
I have a son that's 20.
That old?
Yes. I'm 46.
Hold on, nah, bro.
I'm 46 years old. Shouts out to not being stressed out. Shouts out to being active and trying to eat decently. Oh, yeah, I'm 46. I'm born in 78. I graduated from high school in 1997. Graduated from college in 2001.
Wow, bro.
I'm Unc.
You is Unc.
I'm Unc.
I just turned 40.
I'm OG. I'm Unc at the job. Everybody's like, man, guess how old this guy is.
Right, yeah. That's what's up. Wow. I had to stop you on that, man. Cause man, listen, we had to get a clap on that. That's a blessing, bro.
It's definitely a blessing.
Facts, yeah.
An uncle, mentor of mine, would say, your health is an investment in your future.
Come on, facts. Health and wealth, bro. That's what I'm about.
And so obviously I'm not perfect.
Facts.
But
none of us. Yeah.
But I'm constantly trying, right?
Yeah.
And of course, with the whole bicycles, I knew that was going to be an aspect of it, right? It's not just exercise though. it's not just exercise. It's really your mental health that you're investing in. When you invest in your personal health, you're really investing in your mental health the same time.
That's good, bro.
So me and my son, we're literally driving down the highway. I'm working like Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. Finessing.
And seriously, and I'm talking to people, going back and forth with people, trying to negotiate their bicycles. See, I'm going to New Orleans right now. I'm taking my son to New Orleans because I've got a resource in New Orleans that's got some bicycles for me, and we're going back and forth. But I've got this money, and I'm about to buy every single bicycle I can get my hands on. In Shreveport, our marketplace wasn't flooded with bicycles like that, so I wanted to go where I knew I could get my hands on some bicycles right then and there.
Right there.
So we're going down the highway, and I'm buying bicycles coming down I-49, like stopping off at people's houses, buying bicycles. And we finally get to New Orleans, bought a couple more bicycles, then had another guy that had a bunch of bicycles. I met up with him the next day. He he got all these bicycles together.
So how much would these bikes cost?
It was kind of like a big package. Now, a good beach cruiser on Marketplace 5 years ago, I might have spent $30, $40.
Okay.
As opposed to going to Walmart buying a brand new one for $120 plus tax.
Okay. Just wanted. Okay, gotcha.
So I'm getting bikes 3 for 1 right now. Trying to stretch my dollars. Yeah. And this is what the mentors was telling me. Make sure you get these bikes cheap because they're gonna get damaged. So I ended up coming back from New Orleans Father's Day weekend with about 12 or 13 bikes. Fixed them up, put lights on them because I still got to put lights on them. Lights cost about $50.
Each? This $50 each on every?
No, yes, on each bike because this is like $20 and that's $20 plus batteries. So it's a little bit to it. It's not rocket science,
and
but
you
it's
always
a
have
little.
To change the battery.
I'm changing them out regularly. Now,
you might need to get they got like solar. That'll be dope. Like if they had like solar, like if they like you keep them out in the sun and let them charge or whatever. That would be nice. That'll be dope.
We'd have to design it.
Facts.
It's not available today.
It can happen, huh?
It could happen. So this setup right here is not bad. This is gonna last. I mean these lights last. Yeah. So we come back now. Like I said, my man gave me the money. It's Father's Day weekend. So did all the paperwork. Boom. July 4th. 2 weeks later, SB Rise was born.
SB Ride was born, bro.
SB Rise was born. The first
awesome,
ride,
man. Come on.
We had a good buddy of mine came over from Dallas. My little sister was out there. And the real beauty of it was people that I didn't know. It wasn't just all my family members riding. No, the majority of the people that came out and rode were people that had traveled, people that saw it, understood it, and believed in Shreveport, came out and rode, and we had a blast. We started from Josh's Lounge, and we rode out to Daiquiri Cafe, and we had an absolute blast. And it really took social media by storm. So that year, we rode out, we went crazy.
Yeah, y'all was buzzing, bro.
Man, we blew up social media, and then I learned about bike season. In New Orleans, maybe you can ride all year. In Shreveport, bike season ends at the end of October. November, December, January, and February are no flies. You may be able to ride a day or two, but generally it's too cold, too rainy. The weather's too up and down to plan anything on bicycles. So we hit the slow period of the season, and then the next year, boom, pandemic.
Oh yeah.
Pandemic. And let me tell you.
So how was that?
The pandemic was amazing.
Come on, man.
The pandemic was great.
Social distancing. Come on, man. I can ride and you can be over there and we still social distancing.
Pandemic. I need another pandemic right now. You know, and this is actually while we're on the show, because obviously the pandemic hit hit a lot of people very hard.
Yeah.
I would say I was fortunate. I didn't lose anybody in the pandemic.
Blessing,
But we were all my family knows how to social distance real well. But
that's natural. We do this on a daily.
We've been social distancing.
Been doing it, like, yes.
But especially my immediate family. But we're good and in reasonable health. And I know people lost people, so obviously the pandemic was a hard time and it was a scary time. But one thing is, in terms of my business, the pandemic was amazing because the state of Louisiana and our national government were pouring tons and tons of resources into you exercising and being outside and riding bikes and running and walking. And so that was like a gold mine for me because I was going into my second year of business and now our government is saying go out and ride bikes.
Wow.
You couldn't buy a bike. I owned them all. You couldn't go to Walmart and buy a bike. So now.
Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah, people, during that time, people was like, it's just almost like when something happened, everybody started buying all the water out the store.
So now.
They was buying bikes like crazy.
I've got all these bikes.
Yeah, ready.
And I'm technically in the transportation business.
Facts. Come on. Essential.
So car dealerships and service departments and whatnot, those were all essential businesses.
Yes.
So I, of all things, had an essential business on two fronts because I was helping people social distance and exercise, and I had a transportation business. So I struck gold. And that's why they talk about the importance of owning a business because, yes, in year 2, I was able to kind of strike gold. And then that just took my social media up even further. So those were like two humongous blessings. I think we talked earlier. You was like, man, can you talk about how God has helped you? Well,
yes, come on.
That was God.
Come on, bro.
So you don't believe in God.
Come on, bro.
I've got too many examples where this was so far above me.
Come on, man. It
that
had to been him.
it's 100% him.
All him.
And so when you can't see my arm, but it says be prepared. This is for my brother that passed away in 96. When you're in the space, you will be able to catch the opportunities. And you'll also create opportunities by being in the space. And so I was already in the space. And so now as a business person or entrepreneur, you just have to constantly pivot with the tide. Some days it's going to be hot and we're going to be, selling water. And some days it's going to be raining and we're going to be selling raincoats. That's being an entrepreneur. That's being a hustler. That's being proactive in the business space. So that was year 2. And of course we bubbled up in year 2.
Yeah, right.
And then year 3, 4, and 5, we actually had uncharacteristic rains and people were outside again. And so they were outside, but they weren't outside being active. They were outside, getting a chance to do all the things that they missed doing before. So the business has been leveled. So a lot of people will ask me, well, hey, are you still in business? I'm definitely still in business, 100%. A lot of my business now is more corporate business where we're dealing with corporate clients municipalities.
God, give me corporate clients.
Universities
I
and things
that,
of that
bro.
nature. But I set it up
man.
for that. I wanted to be a space where we've got tourism money, and we've got people that want to come in and rent bikes with their family and ride Arthur Teague Parkway. So that's an aspect of what we do. We do bike rentals, and that's primarily on the Bossier side where they can ride and see the river and ride out to the wildlife preserve. They've got a wildlife preserve at the end.
It's pretty neat out
and
there.
So they can do that.
Yeah.
That's something that if you go to my website, you'll see.
So you go that far out there?
Well, I don't.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't book, but when somebody books rentals, they won't even get beach cruisers. When you book rentals, you're going to get mountain bikes. So I've got mountain bikes available for rent when you just want to rent and ride a bicycle with you and your people, then you can just ride.
So we
off the
don't
tee.
need. Okay, so we don't need to have a. Oh,
You don't have to have a group. So if you just
so that's different.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't know that. Okay,
yeah, so it's
okay.
SB Rides is tours and rentals.
Thank you. Y'all hear that? Now I got a clear understanding now, y'all. That makes whole lot of sense, y'all. Tours and rentals. So that means that, like, if you with your family or with your boo thing, fellas, and you want to, hey, go ahead and put on them tights, boo, and put on my shorts, put on our tennis shoes. We're gonna rent some mountain bikes. And how long can you rent these mountain bikes, bro?
Everything's on the website.
Okay,
you book your time slot,
Yeah.
and it'll price you out.
So what's the website? Give us the website.
Socialbikerides.com.
Socialbikerides.com, y'all. Go follow. Go to the website. I need y'all to start booking now. Like booking like right now. While y'all looking, book now.
Oh yeah, I mean, so it's got a calendar, so
Okay.
it's gonna show you everything.
Oh yeah, he professional too, y'all. He professional.
Yeah, everything, because it's designed. I'm building this business so that it's something that I can pass down.
Come on, legacy.
I do a lot of the legwork right now,
Mm-hmm.
but it's positioning itself where I don't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just trying to push Shreveport
Come on.
and push this area forward. It's like Shreveport is like being in a time machine,
bro.
And I've got cousins and family members that live like in Atlanta and California and whatnot, and all I have to do is pick up the phone, talk to them for for an hour or so, and find out what is going on in those places. And then, but the problem with it is, because we're in a time machine, when you come with the concepts that are working in New York or LA or somewhere like that, some of that stuff isn't ready to work in Shreveport.
Right. Yeah.
And there's a reason why it's not ready to work. So you can't get discouraged. And shouts out to Brandy Evans, who used to work at the Tourism Bureau. I don't know if you know Brandy. Great person. She still works in the tourism industry, just in another state.
Yeah.
But I never forget, she told me that I needed to stay in business for 5 years. And I was like, 5 years? And in my mind, I'm thinking, that, man, whatever. These people know me. I'm gonna knock it out the box. I'm gonna go crazy. I don't need 5 years. But I heard what she said. She said, you're gonna have to be in business for at least 5 years for the market to even know you exist. But she was in the festival space. And so when you trying to have a festival, she basically said, like, no one's really gonna embrace you all the way until you have been in the market and people know, like, this is what you do. And so my face is extremely recognizable from social media and whatnot. They know my face, and whether they've ridden bikes or not, they've seen it. And so now we're trying to make the next 5 years happen.
Come on.
And so right now, I was telling you before, what I want is for people to take SB Rides out of this bucket list sort of thing to do.
Let's go. Yeah.
I want it to start becoming a way of life.
The way of life.
It became a way of life for me, not because of any money.
Come on, man.
The reason why SB Rides is a way of life for me is because I actually enjoy riding the bike. The bike puts me at ease. The bike is a peace for me.
And you said earlier too, not to cut you off, but mental health.
It's totally a mental health thing.
Yeah, it helps with mental health.
Last night, and we normally when we're riding in Shreveport on
Tuesday, y'all check them out on Tuesdays. Yeah.
I don't pass by Brentwood, but we're generally right around Brentwood. But I made it I made a special turn so that we could pass by Brentwood specifically for that reason, because this is what's keeping us out of Brentwood. If you're on social media and you see it all the time, you're seeing people crashing out left and right. It's like, wow, why are people crashing out like this? But people are stressed. People are hurting.
Come on, man.
And they've got to find a positive outlet.
A release, right.
When I'm in New Orleans and it's 300-400 people riding bikes, they're not riding bikes because Zion Williamson is riding bikes with them.
No.
They're riding bikes because they want to ride a bike. They're out and they want to be around other decent human beings. They're riding bikes because they want to connect with other people with good energy. You know, they're wanting to be together.
Come on, bro.
And that was why I made my logo
Come on.
white and black. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
Shreveport is very divided. It's white and black, and my official colors are white, black, and red. I kind of say when you mix white and black, you get a little bit of red, but
So you got different.
yeah, they're different colorways. They're different colorways, but
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
yeah, and we've got merch. We'll talk about the merch in a second, but that was a big part of it. You know, trying to kind of bridge that white and black gap between Shreveport and Bossier, and just even between black people. Right, we're divided. You know, the second something happens that we don't like, we fall out forever and we never come back. We got to stop that. You know, but the people that are riding bikes are just different type of people, and I'm trying to grow that. I'm trying to grow that space here in the community where people are starting to take their health more seriously and taking their environment more seriously. Shreveport is a beautiful place.
Special.
And there's a big misconception about how dangerous Shreveport is. I mean, we get a lot of credit for being super dangerous, and it's not that. It's not that. I've been riding bicycles in downtown Shreveport, in Highland, in Lakeside, Allendale, in Bossier, in Jack Quarters. I've ridden bicycles all over. We've been everywhere, and we've been everywhere at all different types of night, and it's nothing going on. It's super quiet. Now, we don't ride at 4 a.m. Generally, when we ride, even if you book a private ride, I try to accommodate my customers, but safety, people's personal safety is my baby. You know, you're gonna have fun. The fun is guaranteed. Your safety is not guaranteed. So when you're booking SB rides, you're booking me to keep you guys safe. I'm here to make sure you have fun, but safety is my priority. I'm actually the only certified safety instructor for bicycling in the Architects.
Come on, man.
So I'm actually qualified to teach you how to ride your bike safe.
And certified.
Certified.
Come on, Doc. Yes, sir.
Through the American League of Cyclists, I am a certified cycle instructor. And so I can teach you how to ride. I've taught many people how to ride a bike in about 30 minutes. And I mean, results may vary, but I can pretty much teach you how to ride a bike in about 30 minutes if you're just not super scared.
Right, facts.
If you're brave enough to want to learn how to ride a bike, I can promise you I can teach you how to ride a bike ASAP.
Dope. That's so dope, man. So tell me, man, about this upcoming new building that you got coming, man. Tell us something about that, and also tell us how can we support financially. Because this is about, man, this is T. Volker host the show, and on this show we make this platform for local community people, local owners that are in town to be able to be on this platform to tell y'all what they got going on, and also how can we help. If it's financially, how can we help by just sharing? How can we help by booking and things like this? So tell us about this new thing that you got coming, bro.
Okay, so and I've kind of dropped a few hints on social media about it. Yeah. My dream is to get a space near downtown for the bicycles. Currently, my business is a home-based business, which is fine, which is great. I would love to get my garage back where we can put cars in the garage, but I've got a 2-car garage and it's full of bikes.
But that's a blessing though that you even got a garage.
Oh, it's a big time blessing. If it wasn't for my home,
got a garage.
having a 2-car garage, and a workshop in the back is I wouldn't even have these bicycles. Yeah. Part of the reason why I jumped into this game was because I knew I had a place to put them.
Yeah.
That was all of that was
the main thing.
All of that was a part of it. And so I think I had read Rich Dad Poor Dad for the second time.
That's a good movie.
And
good book.
They talk about assets and liabilities. And of course his definition for assets is a little different than what the bank considers an asset. So if it's taking money, it's an asset. So by his definition, your home is actually not an asset, it's a liability, although the bank would say it's an asset. But if it doesn't make money, it's not an asset. And so having the garage at my house made me think, oh, I could actually turn my house into a asset. And because I'm making money with my garage now. But the dream is to actually get a location near downtown.
Yeah.
And of course, when I first got started, I talked to all the people that they tell you to talk to, and they wanted me to get in leases. And my partner gave me some money so I could start this business. I didn't have money for a lease, you know what I mean? And then the other thing about the leases were, I realized if I got into a lease, I'm not the owner anymore. I got to work for the lease now. And I did not want to do that. And so the story on the building that you saw online is that was some old family owned property.
Yeah, man.
Now,
I passed by that building so many times, bro, and like, man, you know what? This is like a dope little building. I wish somebody would just do something with it and not be scared where it's at.
Oh yeah, I'm not scared where it's at all.
If you understand what I'm saying, like, you know, like,
yeah, the building is on
the
building is on the corner of Pierre Avenue and Anna Street. It's in Allendale.
Yeah.
And Allendale is very, I mean, trust me, these areas aren't what you think they are. So when 50 Cent is coming down here and he's buying up everything, I'm trying to do the same thing in Allendale.
Come on, bro.
I'm not trying to tell my business, but I'm trying to do the same thing in Allendale.
I love it.
There's tons and tons of opportunity in land ownership. And so if you can figure out a purpose for that land, get that land. So the property was owned by a nonprofit that I had to acquire the building from. So it was not just a free building. Plus the building had tons of upkeep that needed to be on it. And so I acquired the building, and the first thing we did was we fixed up the outside. Yeah. So if you go by the building, if you've seen it before,
manicured and cut and all that good stuff.
Yeah, it looks great on the outside. Yeah. We're trying to get on the inside right now. But for my purposes, we're not that far away.
That's a good thing.
We're not that far away.
So how can they help you?
We got two things we can do.
Come on,
we got two things we can do. Because I'm not the type of person to be out here begging for money. Seriously. I mean,
I got you. I understand.
And so I'm trying to learn how to professionally ask for money, but I haven't graduated to that yet. Yeah. But I've got this merch here.
Come on.
I've got this merch here. Just show them some of the merch. But I just want you to look at this hat for a second. There's a hat that I see all the time that people wear. You know what hat I see people wearing all the time?
Yes.
What hat do you see people wearing all the time?
Man, you already know. What's the store?
Bass Pro
Bass Pro Shop. This is Bass Pro Shop hat. Yeah.
I see people wearing Bass Pro Shops hats.
I didn't know they were like $10 a spot though. Cheap.
Bass Pro Shops.
That's why they be
hats
everywhere.
And knitted. Whether they're knockoff hats out the trunk of somebody's car, or whether people are going in Bass Pro Shops buying those hats, you see people wearing Bass Pro Shop hats everywhere. And you know it's not like they just love Bass Pro Shops. But if people were to just buy a SB Rides hat,
come on, man.
I got 5,000 friends on Facebook. I got like 20,000 followers on Instagram.
Come on.
If they would just buy a hat, I wouldn't have to ask for any money for the building.
Come on.
The hats aren't online, but these T-shirts you can buy right now.
Right now, and also too, these are tagless T-shirts with the logo on the tag, so this is professional. Like this is real deal, Holyfield.
Any merch that I do is gonna be top quality. I can put this stuff in the washing machine. I can clean this stuff. All of these shirts are my personal shirts. I've been wearing these shirts for like 2 years now. They've been washed 20 times.
Smell good too.
And they've got our logo in the neckline. It's A1 quality stuff. I'm not running around. Nothing wrong with people selling clothes out the trunk of their car
Come on,
or
right.
their van.
That's
Shouts out to my guy, Bebe, get home safe. That's what he's doing.
sir.
You know, everybody can't do that. Everybody's not going to go out and sell clothes out the trunk of their car. It's cool if that's what you want to do. I don't have no problem with that. That's not the space that I live in.
Come on.
My stuff is online. I want you to buy it online.
Online, Doc. Yes, sir.
That's where my business is.
I love it though.
My business is online, so
Yes,
I would
love
like
it.
for people to shop online. People all across the world are shopping online. So if you bought a T-shirt, and we've got 2 limited edition T-shirts on the website.
Limited edition.
They're like black on black. So if you look at it, it may not look like it says SB Rides on the front, but it actually says SB Rides is just in black ink. It's like $100. But the proceeds for these shirts are going to the building. So I do have a GoFundMe on the building, and it's got some traction, but I don't post GoFundMe on the building 24/7. But the building is going to be a great free, like, artist type space once we get it up, because we'll have a storage container where we hold the bicycles, and then when we have rides, we'll be able to host and have vendors and things of that nature at the building. And it's a block off for downtown. It's less than a mile from Daiquiri Cafe. It's less than a mile. It's literally a block off of geographical downtown.
Yeah.
It's right up the street from G Unit Studios. So
Perfect.
That's
what I'm saying. When I
prime
saw
place.
it, bro, I was like, man, this dude is.
CC Antoine Park is next door to the shop.
Yeah.
And so, when the shop gets open, we're about, I'd say, $50,000 away from being where we need to be. I've already.
So there is some investors out there. Come on. I'm speaking right now of his life, that God bring you the right people that has the same heart that you're trying to do for our city, man, that wants to help you, and they ain't talking about, well, I gotta get, they really genuinely want to help you, bro. I'm praying right now that does happen for you, man, because, bro, you're doing a great thing, man. Continue to do what you're doing,
because
bro.
it's really not about money, right?
Facts, right.
I don't need
Yeah.
it. Oh, I know exactly why people don't want to give you money, because they hand you the money, and now you show up with a new Mercedes tomorrow, and then nothing, and then the thing that they thought you was gonna do, you didn't do.
Come on.
But I've
gotta
already
stop that.
But I've already put $45,000 in the building of cash money.
Come on, man.
So I've already. I want to see it. But the building actually belonged to my father. It belonged to my father's father. So I'm invested in the building. So whether somebody gives me money or not,
Come on,
the
man.
building is coming.
Generation.
It's just a question of when
It's a
is
blessing,
it coming.
man. Come on, right.
Because once again, I'm trying to earn it.
Yeah.
So I don't have to beg for the money. Just buy a T-shirt.
Buy a T-shirt, buy a hat, get a hat, shirt.
That's gonna
all
fix
the good stuff.
That's gonna
Yes.
fix all our problems, because I understand everybody may not be able to ride a bike.
Facts.
Everybody may not be healthy enough to ride a bike.
Come on.
One of the reasons why I ride a bike is because there's things that physically I'm limited on doing. It's things that I probably shouldn't do. Like when you get 46, 47 years old, you don't want to go do sprints and all of that. You want to preserve your ankles, your knees.
I might want to though, bro.
And
I'm a different breed.
Everybody's tastes are different, but the bicycles are low impact, great
I feel you.
cardio.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Great cardio, low impact. That's
I still got my Forrest Gump in me, bro.
I'm all about it.
I keep running and running.
Oh yeah, and actually,
But I love the bike. I love the bike because
running definitely is one of my go.
Yeah,
Running
most
and
definitely,
jogging is definitely one of my
Good cardio,
go-tos.
yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
yeah. But man, thank you, bro, for being on this platform, man. Tell us again. Give us your social media platforms. What are your social medias?
Facebook. Social Bike Rides.
Okay.
Instagram SB_rides. That's my favorite. I mean,
Yeah.
I do them all. We've got a TikTok SB Rides, and the website socialbikerides.com. If you can't remember anything,
Yeah.
you can Google bicycle tours in Shreveport.
And you gonna pop up?
It's gonna be, if you Google things to do.
Come on.
They say there's nothing to do, but people aren't actually searching for anything to do. If you were actually searching for something to do,
You'll find it.
You'd be finding me left and
Facts.
right.
You will find it. You will find it.
You know, I've serviced people from all over. It's actually a tourism thing to go to a place and rent bikes and ride around. That's a thing. But when people come to Shreveport, and if you're in the hospitality space, listen please hear these words. People are going to ask you. And when they ask you, don't say there's nothing to do. You know, if you don't know what to do, then just say, I'm not really sure, or you might want to try Google. If they Google, they will find. But when people start saying there's nothing to do, then some people stop searching. They just assume there's nothing to do, and those gigantic casinos they're already advertising. So no one has to search for the casinos because they got big skyscrapers in that you can't miss.
Right.
So when you come to Shreveport, you know what there is to do. There's casinos, but the casinos, they're good. They're not concerned with sending anybody to Orlando's.
Right.
They've got restaurants. They don't have to send anybody to Orlando's.
Right.
They're not really concerned with your experience past their casino.
Gotcha.
And so if you're a hotel worker and you see this and someone's asking, what should we do? Tell them a bicycle tour.
Come on, take them.
If you're in the hospitality space or you work at a restaurant and someone says, I'm in from out of town and I'm from Shreveport, boom. Tell them take a bicycle tour. If you're an Uber or a Lyft driver or do DoorDash or something like that where you're coming in contact with people and they ask you that question, tell them take a bicycle tour. And if you're local, I don't want you to look at SB rides as a bucket list sort of thing. I want you to look at it's a bike life thing.
Right. It's the experience that I want to always go
continuously
experience.
do something that you enjoy. We talked about it earlier off camera.
Yeah.
We're not gonna use that example, but things that you like to do, you do them repeatedly.
Facts.
Things that you like to do, you do repeatedly.
And you want to do it repeatedly.
Clock that.
Come on. Clock it, man. Well, thank you so much, man, for being on here, man. Greg, bro, man. Dude, I look up to you, man, as an entrepreneur here in the city, man. That's someone that's very innovative in what you're doing, man. Just like me, we're innovative people, man. Thank you, bro. And listen, I need y'all to support SB Bikes. I need y'all to support them. Check out the website. Go on there. Buy the shirts, buy the hats, and all the paraphernalia that he does have, man. It's your boy T-Vocal, the host. This is T-Vocal, the host of the show. Thank you, man. This is my second.
SB Rides.
Come on, this is my second episode, man. This is the first season of T-Vocal, the host, man. The best is yet to come for me. The best is yet to come for you, man.
And when you see this podcast, please share it.
Yes, share.
You got to share it. I don't know what it is. Just because you can't ride a bike.
Come on.
Just because you can't sing or whatever it is that my man is promoting.
Come on.
Please just share it anyway, because although it may not be for you, it may be for somebody else.
Drop mic on that one. Thank y'all so much. This is your boy T-Vocal, the host. We out here. Peace. Thank y'all.
Appreciate it.